Yo, what's going on, guys? New time, new look. Not really. Same shit as always. Jackson's actually right now, he's boozing for his stepmom's birthday pregame. I don't even know what about it. But I'm here joined by my buddy Luke. He's about to join right here. And look, 1 second. We're about to have him hop in. So, what we're doing today is a little NBA show, a little different than it's been before. And Luke here will join us. We can't do it on this motherfucker. Go right here.
Classic.
All right. Join in. Make sure your sound and everything's good. All right. We got the show going.
It's working to me. Looks good.
You're not in, are you?
No, I'm just testing out. The sound looks good to me.
Okay. Hop in.
I'll hop it in.
Oh, you got to change your name.
Too late. I'm already in a Cyro.
All right. All right.
It doesn't
buddy.
matter.
This is my boy, Luke. He's actually right here beside me. Okay.
What's up, guys?
Yeah. So today we're going to do something a little bit different, and I'm going to just set up your microphone so there's no echo. But basically, hopefully this sounds right. I hope it does. But what we're going to do today is just wait for Jackson to come on. But I have a few things I wanted to talk about. And what up? Hey, Jackson just commented, but look, there's some news that broke. And over here, Luke is a Boston Celtics fan. Now,
Yeah.
I'm going to be turned this way for a majority of the episode because you're right there. You look so big right now.
Yeah, I mean, I guess. I had a long day today.
Had a long day. First day of law school?
Well, not first, but,
When did you start law school in the summer?
Thursday.
Oh.
Yeah, no, it's like fucking 8 to 5 or 8 to 4 all day.
Is it fun learning about law?
Not really, but, I mean, it's like not difficult, I guess.
Not
yet.
Not yet. All right. Okay. So my question here. So Luke over here is a big Boston Celtics fan, like my father. Now, something I find rather interesting, as you guys heard, the Memphis Grizzlies came out and announced that they were interested in acquiring Kevin Durant. But at the same time, the Boston Celtics allegedly have the best trade package. And it was as of right now, Jaylen Brown and Marcus Smart.
I guess, but the Grizzlies do have a lot of assets to go up.
What do you mean?
They're saying they have a lot of really solid rotational players that any team would be stupid not to take.
So
Brandon Clark, Desmond Bain, Jaren Jackson.
if you were the Boston Celtics,
yeah,
would you even entertain trading for Kevin Durant?
Yes, because here's the thing, at the end of the day, you need to put your team in the best position to win a championship. And this team, as is, already lost the championship. And we had a 2-1 lead. There's no reason that they obviously traded for Malcolm Brogdon. They're trying to get better, but if they're trying to get better, you have to at least think about trading for Kevin Durant, right?
100%. But what is too much?
I don't know. It gets to the
We were talking about, would you be fine trading Marcus Smart, Jaylen Brown, keep Derek White, and 4 first-round picks?
I don't give a fuck about the picks. The picks do not matter if your team is good. And we've already signed Tatum for the future, and Brown is already signed, and he's on a big contract.
Is the team better long-term with Durant or with Brown?
I would say the team, any team, would be long-term better with Kevin Durant. And
oh my God.
That's not a stretch to say because it's just basketball. But here's the thing. I don't think that's going to be enough to convince the Nets to give up Kevin Durant because what use are those picks if they're picking in the 20s and 30s every single time, What use are those picks?
You can get them. I mean, look at the San Antonio Spurs.
I get that, but at the end of the day, the Nets are going to want more than just Jaylen Brown and Marcus Smart or Derek White. They would start to want, if they start to include guys you start talking getting Robert Williams in there and Derek White and Marcus Smart. If you're talking about giving up most of the Celtics current rotation, just to get one guy, then that's bad because that sacrifices all depth that you have, and you need depth to win a championship.
Yeah, and I agree. Right now, this is a big thing that we talk about.
Rudy Gobert got 4 picks on some players. What is Kevin Durant going to actually get?
That's the thing is the cost of Kevin Durant is so exuberant. Is it even worth trading for?
That's what I'm saying. Like Donovan Mitchell.
Donovan Mitchell isn't worth shit.
But he's worth more than Gobert. And Gobert got 4 first-round picks and a bunch of players. Gobert isn't even that good.
So this is where I wanted to pull up a little bit of a nice little article from our boys at The Athletic. And this is where I thought things were interesting due to the fact that if you look right here on your screen right now, do you see it? I'll zoom in for you.
Yeah, I can't really see. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
This is talking about the – I can see it.
You will need your headphones to be put in rather shortly, buddy.
Will I?
You're like, turn on the sound and put your headphones on.
Okay, I got the sound on. You didn't give me the headphones.
Turn off the sound.
All right.
Now I gotta find headphones.
Bro, what did you do?
On the other side. Now, what we got to do right here is set it up so Jackson can come here, and we'll have a 3-person show, I guess.
Okay.
Now, but read that article. Read it. What do you think about the fact that what they're offering? Can you read it?
What? Yeah, I can see it. Boston Celtics, Toronto Raptors, and Miami Heat. Wow.
Is it worth it? Is that worth it? Is that
what? Just a first-round pick? That's not going to be able to get Kevin Durant. They're not going to even entertain that.
I agree with that. They shouldn't even entertain that.
I think that's worth it. It's one pick.
One pick, yeah, I would do that 100%. But you just said it; they're not going to even entertain that.
Exactly.
That's not a real trade, and something that I don't think is actually going to happen.
No, hell no.
How many picks is Kevin Durant? If you got 4 for Rudy Gobert, obviously.
I don't know.
Well, they said they want win now players.
It's not exactly. It's not even just about the picks. It's about making the team better. The team that's already really good is going to have to give up some of its really good players to get KD.
They have to give up older good players to get KD.
Yeah, and it gets to the point where is it enough? Because the Nets, as is, got swept by the Boston Celtics.
Okay, but I thought someone made up a great point, and I think it was Jackson who said that. How much, or it might have been you when we were talking about it, how much do you put getting swept on Kevin Durant and Kyrie? Isn't that kind of Steve Nash's fault?
Yeah. I mean, Steve Nash, like, if it comes to deciding between Steve Nash and, like, Kevin Durant, I think it's pretty obvious which one that, like, the Nets should do.
I don't think fire Sean Marks, but I think, Jackson is here. He looks.
What's good, boys?
Jackson, how you feeling? This is my boy Luke.
What's
What's up, Luke? Nice to meet you, man.
Look at you, white shirt.
Yeah. Wasn't expecting the light.
Sierra's got to calm the dog down.
Yeah, my dog is going fucking wild.
All right,
but,
come on, Jazz.
All right. I'm muting Luke anytime I speak, so I don't have to hear myself on echo, and I'm muting myself anytime Luke speaks. But Jackson, we're just talking
in a different room
because we already have it fucking set up, okay? And
why didn't you just tell me this like 20 fucking minutes ago so I didn't have to go leave my family's party, bro?
I did this last minute because you did tell me.
I'm pretty pissed off about this.
Really?
Yeah, but it's all good. It's just like because I definitely didn't help the sitch, assuming because
this was last
drinks deep, but
yeah,
I'm just saying I left from my family. Like this could have definitely made it work.
No, 100% it could have. Well, this is last minute. You said you were coming around 20, so I thought you were just gonna come on real late. Like.
No, yeah. See, that's what I'm saying. See, that's my bad. I'm saying I didn't help it because I meant 20 from the second.
Yeah, no, I thought you meant 20 from when the show, like you meant. So I was like, oh, he's gonna come in halfway through the show. Might as well bring someone in for the first half.
Yeah, damn, that's my bad.
No, it's my bad. I should have told you. Now I feel bad that I made you leave your family.
No, you're good. What you got on there though, Luke? I don't know anything. I don't know
This is my friend. He's in law school.
What's up, dude? What head is that? I can't see.
It's a KU Final Four from 2012.
Oh, shit. Dude, whatever's the muting him when he talks is definitely not the vibe because I don't know what the fuck he just said.
See? Can you? He said he didn't know what the fuck I just said. I was telling him my hat.
Yeah, okay, so now I hear you perfectly.
Yeah, see that? Okay, there you go. Good job, Cyro.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, it's the KU Final Four hat from 2012.
Oh, nice. Damn.
Yeah.
Nice.
The last time we got to the Natty.
Are you a big basketball fan?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Hell yeah, dude. You're like our third guest.
Who was the other two guests?
We got a YouTuber named Swaggy and one of our viewers, Aaron. One of Cyro's boys.
Yeah, no, we had one of my guys come on here, and it was kind of funny. It wasn't funny. It was like, he was cool. Aaron's really cool, and you know, Aaron's not on right now. We just set up a new time, so. But yeah, we were just talking because he's a Celtics fan. He's a fucking Boston dick rider. He fucking loves the Boston fucking faithful. Okay, so we're over here, and I was trying to get his opinion on Kevin Durant. So here, Luke, tell Jackson what you think about Kevin Durant and why you are loving the fact that he should come over here to Boston.
The price is right. You would have to take it, right?
I agree, Luke.
If the price is right, like look at that article, dude. If that is all it takes, which it's definitely not, because there's no way they'd be stupid to agree to that.
Dude, Jalen, Derek White, and 1 first.
That's not real. There's no way they would actually agree to that. But if they did, you would be stupid not to take that.
Oh yeah,
you'd be stupid not to take that. Like anyone would like that's nothing to get Kevin Durant, considering what Rudy Gobert got. That's the thing.
Dude, yeah, I'd do that. I'd do that in a second. I don't think Derek White's like cool and all, but they got Malcolm Brogdon. Like, go figure someone else out. Like Derek White's expendable to me. He didn't make a big enough difference in the finals where I'm like not trading for Kevin Durant to keep Derek White. So
not real.
Yeah, like I would do this way, dude. I don't know.
Yeah. So I think the reason with this whole thing is that you look at the fact that you have Kevin Durant in the Brooklyn Nets taking an exuberant amount of, I guess, like, I don't even understand the point of asking, because he was bringing this up earlier. 4 picks, you said, for Rudy Gobert. So, and just now they asked for 7. The Jazz asked for 7 picks from the Utah Jazz for not the Knicks. The Jazz asked for the Knicks for 7 picks for Donovan Mitchell. So are you asking for 9 picks for fucking Kevin Durant?
There's only one team in the NBA who can do that, right? Feasibly right now, the Thunder. That's the only team that has enough picks if we're talking about purely trading for picks to get Kevin Durant. But he would never go back there.
I just think it's funny because you look at the situation and you're just like, well, Kevin Durant. Well, now they came out and they said they want win now guys. They want guys because they said they don't want to become a losing team. Jackson, what do you think?
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. I'm building around Ben Simmons.
I would too.
Yeah.
I'm getting Ben Simmons. Deshaun Watson's his masseuse. I'm gonna call up the Houston Texans, ask Jack Easterby, just send us everybody, and let's get whatever made Deshaun Watson a star in Houston. Let's get that going in Ben Simmons.
Think. Oh man, you gotta talk to the Jesus man about that.
I don't think there'd be a problem. Well, I think it'd be. Didn't his lawyer say there's no problem getting a massage except if you happen to jizz, it's not illegal as long as you don't pay extra.
Oh, bro, it's not that. That's not what he did. He literally it's not. He did more than just that. Okay, Cyro.
That's still tough.
Cyro, he did more than just that. And
that's tough.
I just think it's funny. He literally whipped his dick out. He just whipped it.
You don't do that?
Cyro.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. No, I don't condone.
Funny, I think it's funny that the NFL was like, oh, yeah, we're going to extend the suspension. We want it for the whole year. Oh, wait, never mind. We'll do 11 games, and his first game back is coincidentally against the Texans.
So what's going to happen with Miles Bridges?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
I feel like somebody's gonna get
Somebody's got to pick him up, right?
Yeah, but okay, so Jalen Harris did either cocaine or he took prescripted drugs that weren't prescribed to him last year, and he was banned by the NBA for 1 year. He just got reinstated. He failed one drug test, got one fucking ban for a full year. Like right now, if let's say, or even being drunk, like if Jackson was a basketball NBA player and he got in trouble for being fucking hammered, he'd probably already be suspended.
That's big of a deal, though.
I can't get if I'm in the NBA, I can't just like go get
no. Cyro, that's not. It's not like that. It's like other stuff, like harder drugs.
Like if I
that's what they're because they don't want it to be like the 70s and 80s when everyone was doing blow. They don't want it to be like that.
The good old days?
Yeah, like in baseball and stuff. They don't want it to be like that anymore. So that's why they had drug testing. They had a harder drug testing, I guess, because nobody really gave a fuck back then.
So my thought process is, do they have to go and all right, moving on from the drugs and going back to Kevin Durant, the Memphis Grizzlies, are the Memphis Grizzlies now the most feasible team to fucking trade for KD? Am I stupid for thinking that, Jackson?
You know my thoughts on those Grizzly boys, dude. Yeah, no, that would never happen. That would just like never happen. It's like simple as that.
But they have the pieces to make the trade happen.
But he's all set.
I don't think that it will happen. But they have the pieces to make the trade happen and pair him up with Ja Morant some way or another. It is possible that they figure out a way to do that. That's all I'm saying.
I got flour, I got bread, I got an oven. Maybe I can make some bread, but
They would be
I'm not gonna go make some bread. I think you need wheat to make bread, anyways,
or yeast. But But Luke, my thing is that they have the assets, but they said Jaren Jackson Jr. and obviously Ja Morant, and then they said Desmond Bane are not available. Who are you trading for Kevin Durant? If you're including like 4 picks, but what are the players you're doing? You're sending every young guy like Zaire Williams, Random Clark, and what is it?
Like you would have to. Would that even be enough? They would have to if they said those 3 guys aren't available, they're going to have to give away. You literally said those guys. Like, what is that even going to be enough? They do Brandon Clark, Zaire Williams. Who else are they going to give up? They already said they're not trading away their most valuable assets to the Nets. Like, it's Kevin Durant. He's gonna cost way too much. Like, I just don't even know why. It's if he wasn't signed for. And the thing is, he's also has 2 more years on his contract, 3 more years on his contract. 0, 3.
He has 4.
He has 4. Okay, so
he's locked in for a long time. They have all the leverage in the world to not trade him.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I really, dude. I don't think I really think if somebody's trading for Kevin Durant, it better be. I think it really is going to be a Golden State, or it's going to be a Philly, or it's going to be a Los Angeles. There's no way a Memphis Grizzly pulls a trade for Kevin Durant, no matter what they can or what they offer him. The Hawks, I saw, just gave him an offer. You think John Collins, DeAndre Hunter is getting you Kevin Durant?
Oh my God! But shout out to the Hawks for trying.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Exactly.
Kudos.
You have to respect the effort.
I can't believe you have to respect that they at least tried. There was no shot they were going to have enough assets to trade it without giving up Trae Young in there.
See, that's
they would never do that.
I'm not well versed in how NBA trades go down, so I'm looking forward to getting some people who do know, if the journalists know how these things go down, because
Well, my conversation with Mike Virkinoff, and he goes back to, he's like, I think the NBA, he was saying he believes that the NBA media and that NBA fans have undervalued just every NBA player. and just because certain trades has happened. But he's like, if you go back to the Shea Gilgeous-Alexander trade for Paul George, they traded Shea and like 5 first-round picks, and no one talks about that trade. And I sit here and I think you could package Steven Adams. You might have to throw in Tyus Jones. Steven Adams, Tyus Jones, Dylan Brooks, throw in Zaire Williams, Brandon Clark.
The phone, bro.
What? And then throw
same thing with the Hawks. You call me. I'm a GM. John Collins, DeAndre Hunter. Now, I'm not hanging up the phone, but what I am doing is I'm starting the negotiations. If you come to me with Steven Adams, Tyus Jones, and whoever the hell other random ass role players you want to name me, I'm saying, all right, yeah, that's cool. Word. I'm not gonna hang up because let's get these negotiations going.
I'm hanging up the phone unless you like throw everybody in there.
What I'm doing is I'm saying
I need somebody more than just that. Those guys I need somebody that can help the team. If I'm giving up a star player, I need somebody who can play like that.
Exactly. So give me John.
And none of those guys can.
And Triple J.
But they're not available. That's the thing.
All right. Well then, hang on.
That's what they're saying. And if they're not available, then that's it.
Yeah, right.
You can't get them.
I think Philly might be able to even throw them an enticing package.
Maybe potentially.
I think it's got to be a powerhouse, dude.
You're obsessed with Tobias Harris. Please explain to Luke your obsession with the Tobias Harris.
Tobias Harris is severely underrated.
This guy believes a package of Tobias Harris and Tyrese Maxey and picks will send Kevin Durant to the Sixers.
No, it won't. No,
I want Tobias Harris. If I'm the Brooklyn Nets, Tobias Harris is giving me 20 every game.
I'll say? Yeah,
plus the
thing. Here's what I'll say. Tobias Harris, no matter where he's been, you know what you're gonna get out of him. That's what I'll say, and that is severely undervalued. He's like Al Horford. He's like a less good Al Horford.
No, Al Horford. No. I guarantee you, Al Horford averages 10 points a game next season.
Of course he does. He's fucking old.
Exactly. Tobias is in his 20s, bro.
But I'm saying in his prime, Al Horford was like, you always knew what you're gonna get.
Oh yeah, prime Al Horford. Yeah, I like that. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. It's like he's always gonna give you like 19 and 8. Yeah, and then now he shoots threes at the end of his career more. So
if I'm Brooklyn though, like that might be a little bit more enticing.
I think it's
you're getting a playoff player, and you're also getting a playoff and a future of a franchise in Tyrese Maxey. The thing is though, I don't really know. I don't know if KD. I don't know if I know Joel wants that to happen, but I don't know if Daryl Mooney really is gonna do that.
Here's the thing. It's all about how NBA franchises value Tyrese Maxey. What do they think he can do? Because if the Nets think he can play next to Kyrie and be their star in their backcourt next to him, if that's what they think can happen, and then once Kyrie and KD inevitably leave, they'll lock him down. If that's what they think can happen, they might consider it. But it all depends on how they value Tyrese Maxey.
Yeah,
because
100%.
Other teams might value him more, but they don't have Kevin Durant.
Yeah. At some point, I wonder what Joe Tsai's thinking, because he's like, all right, I traded for James Harden. I went out, I got KD, I got Kyrie. And if I can leave with Ben Simmons, Tyrese Maxey, guys like Tobias Harris, and then whatever.
So that became the 76ers?
KD, it's almost what I'm saying here is it's almost like how does Joe Tsai view this? Because at some point, if it's not going to work, it's very clear to me, Kyrie, and this is something Cyro and I were talking about, KD went to Brooklyn for Kyrie Irving. He has no affiliation in the slightest form for the city of Brooklyn. So if I'm Joe Tsai, I'm thinking if I'm cutting my losses, but I'm getting Ben Simmons, Tyrese Maxey, and then whatever I'm getting for Kyrie Irving, which probably isn't going to be great. That's why I'm just wondering what he's thinking about that. These are businessmen.
So when I look at this roster, I mean, first off, I think they operated the whole offseason that they were going to keep Kyrie and Kevin Durant. And I think we've seen this whole narrative drawn out that at this point, obviously the Lakers are the only team that really want Kyrie, and everybody knows that. But it's because Kyrie represents himself or his mother represents him, something like that.
Yeah,
stepmom. And then he has a social media manager who's really closely affiliated with him. They all have said that he wants to be in Brooklyn, never asked out, you know, like, would he be fine with to a trade to LA? Of course, like, he'd be cool going to the Lakers, but like, if he stays in Brooklyn, yeah, he never asked out. And they built this team. What did they need? They needed more shooting. They went and got Royce O'Neal, player they needed, brought back, you know, Kelsey Edwards. They got TJ Warren, Patty Mills brought back. They have shooting on this team. They have defense. I mean, this team is definitely a top 5 seed if Durant comes back. But it's like you said, what does Joe Tsai want?
Here's what I'll say about them last year. Like the Nets last year, like people like they were just a victim of the fact that they had their best 2 players not play for most of the year. They were very unfortunate that they got matched up into the first round against the team that won the East. And a lot of those games were close. Like game 1 took a buzzer beater from Tatum just to win on our own home floor. That set the tone for the series. That could have been completely different. Like they were at full strength. This team is still one of the best teams in the East for sure. It's just the fact that last year they had a lot of injuries and they didn't all play together. And they obviously, you know, they were unlucky that they had to play the Celtics in the first round.
That's pretty cool to hear from a Celtics fan. Especially
like they were a good team, and
yeah,
there's no reason like Kevin Durant like wanting out. Just I don't know. I don't really know what it is. They're operating like they're going to keep him, and they have no reason not to because he's under contract for 4 years, and they have a roster in place to win a championship. I think if they win the East and win a championship this year, Cyro, with Kevin Durant, he will play out the rest of his contract with the Nets.
So is this now? I want to ask you: is the problem Sean Marks or is the problem Steve Nash?
Both are idiots.
I don't know, man. If you really look at it, the reason why they lost those games in the playoffs was just because Kevin Durant was not playing very well in that series. He had a stinker of a series. Part of it also was because, and Steve Nash did continue to try to run the offense through him, which didn't work. But at some point, that's on Kevin Durant. I don't really think that like at the end of the day, David Blatt coached a team to an NBA Finals appearance. If you have good enough of a roster, you can make it far if the players are talented enough. Fucking David Blatt coached the Cavs to the finals. That was the thing that happened.
That's so
people
wild.
Forget that.
Yeah, it's so wild.
He's actually a good coach.
But Lee GM's like, no.
What you're on the? Was it you, Jackson, who said that at one point you do have to blame the coach that you lost in the first round? Or it might have been Cole, my friend Cole, but I think yes, Kevin Durant was shit. And I think this is part of the reason why the Nets are acting like this was MVP Kevin Durant from a year and a half ago that they're trying to trade. But they're trading Kevin Durant, who just lost 25% of his trade value because he shit the bed in the first round of the playoffs.
He's sneaky old too.
3 years ago, and people forget that he's never going to be MVP Kevin Durant. He tore his Achilles.
But he was MVP Kevin Durant about in his not this season, but the year before, where he had that first full year.
I mean, he was MVP Kevin Durant for that playoff series against the fucking Bucks, and he was good. But I'm just saying, he's had a lot more injuries in the last few years. Obviously, part of that's because teams like to rest guys more, but still, he did tear his Achilles in the NBA Finals a few years ago. That was a thing that happened. We can't act like that's not going to change a player. That's just not this.
Did the Warriors? Who put Durant back into that game in the playoffs? Because he left, not even back into the game because it wasn't the same game. But you remember he hurt his Achilles in the series, one or two series before. It was either in the first round, finals, and in the first game of the finals, he blows out his Achilles. So
wasn't even was it game 1? Yeah.
It was his first game.
It was his first game in the finals. I don't think it was game 1 of the finals, but I think they rushed him back because, I think.
Did he or did they?
I can't remember. I feel like he wanted to go in. He had no regrets about going in, if I remember correctly. Because, what are you going to do? Not play in the finals?
Because they weren't looking good.
They were already struggling.
Toronto was a really good team.
I think they were down at that point 2-1, if I'm not mistaken. It might have been they were down 2-1, or it was tied 2-2, and he played Game 5 or something like that. I can't remember. You have to look that up. But he came back in the series, in the middle of the series, and obviously they needed him to come back because they. What are you going to do? He's your best player. You need him to play. Obviously, he wasn't 100%, and next thing you know, he fucking blows out his Achilles and is done for a year. It's like the Derrick Rose shit with the fucking first round against the Sixers.
So I was listening to the NBA Athletic podcast, and they basically said NBA free agency is dead. People do not go into NBA free agents. You do not build teams through NBA free agency anymore. Because if you think about it, Kevin Durant's the last guy, big name, real, like, franchise-altering player to go into free agency and be signed. And he took a pay cut, I believe, to go to the Warriors. And he was really the last player to take a pay cut to go to a team, because now every player is incentivized to, even if they hit free agency, to re-sign with their team, because the collective bargaining agreement makes it that their team that they're with can give them the most money. So so an extra year. So the only way you can get a player is you have to wait till they get extended and then trade for them a year after they sign their extension. So you get them for the entirety of that extension. And that's what teams are also doing. They're like, look, we're not going to keep you long term, but we got to keep you on an extension so we can trade you. And that's kind of what, like, I feel like Keldon Johnson with the Spurs, they're like, hey, you're either going to turn into, the franchise cornerstone, or you're going to become a really good, valuable trade asset. What do you guys think of that?
That's exactly what I thought by that Keldon. Like, that Keldon Johnson extension to me, that was one that really stood out. I'm like, wow, they did give him a decent amount of money for a guy that I don't know if he's all. I mean, I'm not saying he's not bad, but you're right. Like, if he is truly the guy that they want to build around, he will be. And then if he's not, they'll probably trade him in a year or two. It's Spurs. They're like, I think, like, if you look at it now, everybody's just like trading, because the way to do it is just give up a bunch of fucking picks and some good players, give the other team valuable assets so they can trade for a star of their own. Or draft one if you get lucky enough. But not everybody can draft this. Not everybody can draft a superstar because they don't pick high enough.
Jackson, what do you think? Do you think free agency is dead? Or do you think, like, with our salary cap talk, maybe when salary cap jumps, they'll, rebuild? What do you think? Do you think it is? Like, he just said it, like, even if you're trading away your franchise player, you're asking for draft assets or capital back so you can eventually trade or draft, and be able to build the team through as well trade. Like, no one's ever saying, oh, I'm trying to build through free agency. No, I'm trying to build through the draft or trades.
The Knicks, the current state of the Knicks franchise is the reason why you can never plan on building through free agency, because trying to build through free agency takes things out of your control, purely in the control of the player. They get to decide. I mean, obviously, a lot of players decide, like, they obviously they get traded in the situations they want to be in because they have leverage. But still, like, free agency is nobody knew Kevin Durant was going to sign with the Warriors except for him when he did, because it's free agency. And the Knicks tried to do that when they were, like, trying to get cap space to make moves in free agency in, like, 2010, when they tried to get LeBron and Bosh and, like, Wade and those guys. And then obviously they couldn't wait to do that for Carmelo Anthony, so they traded for him like 6 months before his fucking contract ran out. And then they did the same thing when they traded away Porzingis. They tried to get free agents. They struck out on all of them.
Jackson?
Yeah, I guess that makes – I mean, I get that. Keldon's a little interesting more to me because it's a rookie. So,
yeah,
like, from that side, it makes more sense. So, as a Bulls guy, I mean, I'm thinking Lonzo. I'm thinking DeRozan. I'm thinking Jalen Brunson this year. If I was building a team, I would probably build it through the draft and acquire some talent here or there. But, I just because I'm given control of a team doesn't mean I have 4 years to be able to do that. So
yeah,
I'd probably pick free agency. But if you're not a big ass market, and like you're saying with the New York Knicks, like they've been struggling ever since I could remember,
especially if you're not a big market.
So, but to the original, is free agency dead? I mean, I just think this year was complicated because of money. I think, like, the CBA, I think it just complicates it. And I think teams are really just kind of trying to do anything possible to save their ass or to, like, just minimize risk. So I hope NBA free agency isn't dead. I can understand that argument, and I really hope that next year, where you have all these names, I'm hoping we kind of get back. Because to me, like free agency is, I'm refreshing my feed. Even if I'm not covering basketball, I'm refreshing my feed every whole first day to see who's going where.
Because it's electric, it's free agency.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And I think eventually, there may be maybe a few guys that might decide they want to test the market, but I don't know when we're going to see a big name player test the market again, without signing an extension to get that extra money.
Want that money.
So
want that money.
This is where I'm going to go in with this. And God, so I have this memory of being back in Argentina, 2016, the year that everyone got those fat contracts. I went and spent a month in Argentina. And I'm at my grandma's house for 3 weeks, and basically the countryside of Argentina, dogs all over the street. When I'm there, I don't even go by my last name. I go by my mother's last name just because everybody knows each other. So if I say my last name, they don't know who the fuck I am. But if I say my mother's last name, they're like, oh, the Apuchas. But so I'm there, and I remember minute free agency hits, I think there's 50 fucking signings. I think this year when free agency hit, I think there was eight immediately. It was I remember back in 2016 or even years before, a few years after that, you'd have 20, 30 guys. It was a couple all-stars, everyone going every. Now it was just a bunch of serviceable players, but role players. I think we got I don't even think of this. Yeah, Bruce Brown. We had, I think the biggest name was Jalen Brunson. And besides that, you just had fucking TJ. I don't even think TJ Warren went there. It was just a bunch of guys that nothing. Again, some of the best basketball players in the goddamn world. Some of the greatest basketball players in the entire world. But not, some of them weren't even starters.
I mean, it's just, it is weird because it's just free agency just isn't what it was. And the salary cap spike here, you were just talking about that. I thought that was so funny because I just remember seeing all those names and how much they got. Chandler Parsons, Timothy Mozgov, Alan Crabbe.
Shumpert, here's 80 mil.
It was the whole Tristan Thompson. LeBron got all the Cavs team paid. That was electric. LeBron got Tristan Thompson, fucking J.R. Smith paid. They had to. They had to keep him up. Yep, Shumpert got a bag. Teams were just handing out money because all these guys just happened to hit free agency at the right time. And then they just got so lucky. It was just unbelievable. And obviously later on the fucking 4th of July, Kevin Durant signed with the Warriors.
Oh, yeah.
But that was just the most unbelievable free agency period ever because we had never seen anything like it. Because the salary cap grew by way too much at one point.
Jackson and I hope for that, but when I talked to Mike Virkunov, he made it seem like even if the NBA experienced a huge increase in money through the TV deal, he's like, the NBA kind of doesn't want that to happen again. What they would like to do is give everyone maybe not such a big jump, but basically he was explaining, he's it's just going to become salary cap relief. All these teams the Warriors and stuff, everyone's freaking out. They're going to have to break it up. Nah, the salary cap's just going to jump, and now they're going to be under the luxury tax, but they're going to be right on up against it still. You know what I mean? They'll just be under it. So all these teams that are over the luxury tax, when the salary cap does jump, they're just going to be right under it again. So you know what I mean? Just barely. But
but then can't.
What? Wait, what, Jackson?
Won't then this next season? Won't you have guys won't you have a bunch of random ass dudes get paid like the Mozgovs and the Shumperts?
If the salary cap spikes by enough, yeah.
Because at that point, these teams still need to improve. And,
if it goes by up enough,
because guys like Mozgov, Shumpert, Parsons, they're still serviceable players.
Exactly.
So if you're desperate,
it's just the thing is they could improve your team right away, and a bunch of teams had a bunch more money, so it was just a bidding war. And also with Alan Crabbe's case, He was a restricted free agent.
Oh wait.
Okay, I was waiting to talk about Alan Crabb right here, so we're just gonna get right into it. Alan Crabb is the greatest fucking story of pettiness. Alan Crabb was a restricted free agent for the Portland Trailblazers, second round pick, really good sharpshooter, nothing special, really good fourth, fifth option. For a team just this 3-and-D, like barely D. But the Brooklyn Nets had a shit ton of money, and they were horrible. This is when they were horrible, and they were like, okay, we're just gonna offer Alan Crabb a max contract.
They didn't have any picks, mind you, because they traded him to the Celtics.
Yeah. So they go, we're gonna just offer Alan Crabb a max contract just to say fuck you, Trailblazers, because they're the Trailblazers because they just made it to the Western Conference Finals. So they're like, hey, guess what, Trailblazers? You're gonna have to keep your team together by paying this guy a max contract, or let him come to us. And literally, they're like, fuck you. Checkmate. We're gonna keep him and max the contract. And I think he got traded that deadline to the Brooklyn Nets. They ended up keeping it for like 6 months or maybe a year. Yeah, he stopped shooting well, and then they were just like, "Hey, Brooklyn, you still want Alan Crabb on a max contract?" And they're like, "Sure, here's a second round pick."
They had no
Picks. They gave them all to the Celtics. They had to just give whoever a contract to slightly have a competitive team. They didn't have any fucking draft picks. Oh man, that was Alan Crabb's better than not having a first round pick. That was their first round pick, and because you know who that got taken with their pick. Jaylen Brown that year.
That is tough as hell.
That's a funny time in Nets history.
Just wait a couple more years and Houston will be.
I always thought you were a Rockets fan, and then like you're a Bulls fan because I know you're from Chicago. You live in Chicago, but like you just love the Rockets. Like, why don't you like the Thunder as much as the Rockets? What is your Rockets love?
There's nothing to do in Oklahoma. What am I gonna do? Pet a cow?
James Harden loved the strip clubs in Houston. That's all I'll say. There's stuff to do there.
Houston as a city Houston is beautiful. James Harden. And then I fell in love with the city and
James Harden's good.
The team, like the fan base, they show me a lot of love. Going to the home opener, court side, baby. Yeah, I got nothing but love for H-Town. There's a reason Drake likes it so much too. It's in every song he's ever made.
He's made a few songs about H-Town, that's for sure. It's Houston, man.
I've never been to Houston. Like, on God. I know it's the fourth biggest, but like, so you like primarily James Harden because of that subscriber who took you to the game for like having courtside. Yeah, like that game.
That's this upcoming year. I've never been to a Rockets game. Yeah.
What was the game you went to?
I've never been.
No, you went to with a fan.
I went to Houston with my boy Swaggy, who got me into Houston Rockets content. And he got into Houston Rockets content because of James Harden. But he didn't. He was a Rockets fan since Harden got there. He's just a Harden fan. So once Harden left, I mean, he still is a little allegiant to Houston, but not nearly as much. He's a big Harden guy, and I'm very, very hard on James Harden. And
Harden guy. I'm glad you're a Harden guy because I'm also a Harden guy.
Hell yeah.
He's a good player. He's one of the best. Like, him one-on-one is one of the best matchups in the league on anybody. You know he's going to either score or make the right pass, and if not, he'll just get fouled and go to the free throw line.
If Golden State didn't exist, James Harden would be the best shooting guard ever because Dwayne Wade.
Shut up, both of you. James Harden is the definition of I in team. Is the I in team.
Shut the fuck up. James Harden doesn't have an I in his name, okay? He literally led the league in assists. He's a great player, okay?
Okay. My whole gripe with James Harden is I always thought James Harden's stats were inflated. James Harden has
nobody puts up his efficiency numbers, like his effective field goal percentage at his usage rate is like unparalleled for somebody like him. The fact, like, there's a whole video on it, like about his like the references, like
wait.
It's like an SB Nation video.
Wait, no, but the thing, okay, you gotta send me that video because I'm actually really intrigued by that. But
it's about when they missed like 27 threes in a row.
Oh yeah, I need to watch that video. But listen, James Harden. My problem always with James Harden was I don't think you can build a championship team around James Harden.
And I think that you can.
They did it for 8 straight years.
They played against the Golden State Warriors. They didn't even have Chris Paul. They had a historic, they had the most historic performance in a bad way. The best 3-point shooting team in the league missed 27 threes in a row in a closeout game. That will never happen again. They were that close to making the finals and probably beating the shit out of them.
Shut up. Listen.
Forget that.
I'm kidding.
They didn't have Chris Paul.
No, what I'm saying with James Harden, look, my problem is like, yes, okay, first off, my counter argument that they played the Golden State Warriors, so did LeBron 6 times, okay?
He's better than James
How many wins
Harden.
does he have?
LeBron's the GOAT.
LeBron's better than James Harden.
LeBron has more wins against the Golden State Warriors than James
He's
Harden.
better than
LeBron James is the second greatest player of all time, and you could easily put him first. You could easily put
behind Larry
James and
Bird.
LeBron
Behind
James
Larry
first.
Bird, of course. Behind Larry Bird. Because Larry Bird, LeBron,
Larry
then Michael
Bird
Jordan.
doesn't even scratch my top 10.
Larry Bird. Okay, I will have Luke here. Larry Bird is the 3rd greatest basketball player of all time.
No, he's not.
Oh my God, you're not a real Celtics fan. Get the fuck out. You're not a real
I
Celtics.
am.
Larry Bird is the 3rd greatest
No, he's
basketball player
not.
of all time.
No, he's not.
But no, what I was saying with James Harden is what I'm saying with James Harden is the fact that this is a guy that why has he not been able to replicate the success since Houston? Is it scheme? Is it because he's fat?
Dude, it's not his fault that fucking Ben Simmons shit the bed in the playoffs for the Sixers, okay? That's not his fault that happened. It's not they fucking traded him. I don't know, man. James Harden, what is it? Last year when they were playing the Bucks, when they played the Bucks, and he had that injury and he was playing through injury that entire playoffs, and because they had to rush him back because Kyrie was injured, they never had a chance to if that team actually played, they probably would have won a championship if they were all healthy. It's not
that Jimmy Butler, Tobias Harris, Joel Embiid team is better than any team the fucking Sixers have had since.
I agree because they were a buzzer beater away from.
They were Kawhi Leonard bullshit shot away from fucking going to an NBA Finals.
No, because they would have had to go on to overtime and then they would have had to have won. And then do you think they're beating the Bucks? Bucks won the first 2 games against the Raptors. People forget that.
Yeah, you're right.
Dude, that rap squad was really good.
Kawhi Leonard had one of the best playoff runs ever. So
that was a finals series.
Yeah, you just can't
right
that Sixers. That was a crazy fucking series. They haven't had that. They haven't gotten that close to
that Sixers squad was something else.
Yeah, exactly. You know who hit the game-tying bucket in Game 7?
Jimmy Butler. Mm-hmm. Is that nice? You like that, Jackson, don't you?
G stands for good.
No, man. I think what we're looking at right now with just how all of this is just playing out, I just think it's interesting. The NBA right now, I don't know who. I was talking about this last night. I was talking to somebody who's going to make it to the NBA Finals. I can tell you 4 teams in each conference that I think is going to be it, but I don't I got the Celtics, the Sixers, the Heat, and the Bucks. If I had to say for the East right now on the top of my head, if I had to really put money, then the West, I would have to do Nuggets, Warriors, never count out LeBron, and then the Clippers. I don't know about you guys. Where are you guys putting your money on if you had to choose?
What who's winning?
Just your finals. What could be your 4 teams in each conference that could be the finals representative for their respective conferences?
Well, I mean, you got to start with the ones who made it last year, of course.
Obviously.
And you got to go with. Let's think. I'm assuming everybody's healthy, obviously, but I think you got to go with out of the East. I think if there's a fully healthy Nets team that, assuming they keep Kevin Durant, I think they have to be up there. I think they have to be. Obviously, you got to like the Bucks. And then as the 4th best team, I would say this. I would
the Heat. The Heat.
No, I'm not. Let me finish. I'm not saying the Sixers, even though they have I think they have more talent. purely because they're going to shit the bed in the playoffs because they have Doc Rivers as their coach. That's what happens. Like
He didn't know.
The Heat are fourth. That's what I would say.
Jackson's mind was blown when I told Jackson Doc Rivers does not practice.
Yeah. Why would you practice during the season?
To build chemistry.
Doc Rivers doesn't believe in it. And it worked out well. He fluked his way to a championship with an elite squad that should have won more than one ring.
Are you anti-practice? Is this what you're telling us?
I'm not anti-practice. I'm saying Doc should have practiced. I'm saying Doc mismanaged. Doc should have won more in Boston.
They still don't practice. He's never practiced with the Sixers or the Clippers.
Because he doesn't do that. I'm just saying Doc has underachieved with the amount of talent that he has coached.
Yes, you're 100% right.
I don't think Doc's like that all that great of a coach. Like Bill Simmons might have been right about that.
Okay, Bill Simmons is just like the definition of when a fan acts like he's a journalist.
He literally is. He's the definition of a fan journalist. He is the most unobjective person ever, but he was right about the Doc Rivers not being that great of a coach. He was right about that.
You saw the SB Nation? You saw the SB Nation video about Doc Rivers and the Bill Simmons beef?
It was just funny watching Bill Simmons just shit on him because I'm like, man, he shit on Doc too much. And it was funny when they were winning and he would still shit on Doc. And it's like, I mean, he's not wrong that Doc's not the best coach, but like, I'm not saying he's I'm not saying he's a bad coach.
He's no. Look. I think the worst you can be for being an okay coach, the worst okay coach in the NBA is Scott Brooks. God, do I love fucking Scott Brooks.
Scott Brooks is hanging around.
Yes, okay, because Scott Brooks, whenever he's in trouble and he's a coach, what does he do? He calls on to Russell fucking Westbrook and he reminds the world that he created Russell Westbrook. He brought Russell Westbrook into this fucking world, and he can bring. Yes.
James Harden. He brought James Harden
To the world too. People forget that. I mean, Mike D'Antoni really made James Harden.
No. Scott Brooks is responsible.
Brought those three to the finals.
People forget Scott Brooks.
Scott Brooks isn't that terrible of a coach.
Like he's like the least good coach you want in the NBA. I mean, dude, he took the Wizards when fucking went from, I think they went 40-14 in the last 44 games of the season. 40-14, running Alex Lynn, Robin Lopez, and Daniel Gafford in 16-minute rotations, so they could all each play 16 minutes of a 48-minute rotation. So each played 16, and they would only play Robin Lopez in the first two quarters, and then they would throw in Daniel Gafford because he had sports-induced asthma, so he'd only play the fourth because he would be too gassed, and they would run, I think it was like 60 or 70 pick and rolls a game with Russell Westbrook, and just have post hooks.
They got really hot at the end of the season that year. Yeah, Scott fucking Brooks, man.
You like Scott Brooks, Jackson?
He's an all right coach.
He's a good coach. Yeah.
Who else? Name another like not good coach who's not bad.
Steve Clifford. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Maybe.
Good defensive coach.
You said good defensive coach. That's exactly what you mean by average. His team just does not have the offense. It's not his fault, but he doesn't pick the players, okay? It's not his fault they don't score enough.
Terry Stotts
coached in the conference finals.
Yeah, but
that's
no
crazy.
Defense.
No, I know. It's just crazy that he did that.
I think he's bad.
Scott Skiles, baby. Scott Skiles.
You think Scott Skiles is good?
No, I'm kidding. Scott Skiles is fucking horrible. Yeah. Scott Skiles should fucking kill himself.
Scott Skiles is good.
I'm just kidding. No, Scott Skiles was a terrible coach. You know who's really good? Jay Triano. Jim Boylan. Oh, my God.
Jim Boylan.
You big Jim Boylan fan?
Jim Boylan's a retard. That guy's literally an idiot. We'd be down like 8. There'd be like 24 seconds left. He'd call timeout.
That's unreal.
Let's just go home, buddy.
What do you think about Billy Donovan?
He's okay. He's okay.
I hate Billy Donovan.
I really wanted Ime, but
he fucked over the Orlando Magic.
Ime went to the OI because he was going to sign with you guys?
And then left the same day. He pulled a Bill Belichick.
Of course he did. Why would he not, bro? Would you rather coach for the Magic?
Yeah.
Do you want to coach for the Magic
I'd coach for the Magic.
over the Bulls?
Dude, they're like that was like 15 years apart.
Oh, you're talking about when he was like in fucking
Florida,
like way back after he won Natty.
yeah, the year after he won a Natty.
Oh, so like 8 years before he ended up actually leaving.
Yeah, like in
Okay,
08.
yeah. So like, yeah, he it was after he went back to back, and it was like it might have been the year after he went back to back.
He took the job, and then like the same day he went back up, and he's like,
Yeah,
I'm
he
leaving.
went back to Florida, and then he coached at Florida again for like 6 more years.
And
After
he never
that.
had success again.
No, he had like he made a Final Four his second to last year because they were like the number
Because of
one team
Bradley
in the
Beal.
country. No, they didn't have Bradley Beal at that point. They had a bunch of unknown guys that didn't end up doing anything. But they went like, I think that their best player might have been like Dorian Finney-Smith.
People forget Bradley Beal went to
I
Florida.
think Dorian Finney-Smith was probably their best player that year. But they were like
Dorian Finney-Smith went to Florida.
He transferred from like VT to Florida.
He does seem like a VT guy.
Yeah. Anyway, they were the number one team in the country. They lost to a 7 seed UConn in the Final Four. Like they were the number 1 seed. They should have won the
Kevin Ollie.
Well, he never coached them, like
Why did he never get a shot?
because they had an NCAA scandal.
What did he do?
It was like I don't
Touch
really
some
know.
buttholes?
I don't really remember what it was. It was like some like recruiting stuff, and then like
He's never gotten a shot.
They were underperforming, and then he like took the fall basically and like sued the university and stuff. And, like,
Really?
I'm pretty
So you
sure
got blacklisted
yeah, pretty much.
because he's like coaching in like some like startup league.
Yeah, he pretty much got blacklisted, which is like unreal because like he kind of like I mean to be fair, they did kind of fluke their way to a title. I mean they had Shabazz Napier, and he turned out to be better than any of the Florida players, but like
They won one with Kemba too.
No, I'm talking. Yeah, but he wasn't. He was the assistant then. Jim Calhoun's coach. That was Jim Calhoun retired the year after that.
I still give that to Kevin Ollie has 2 rings.
Yeah, I mean, he was an assistant and then a coach in waiting for Jim Calhoun to retire.
Jim Calhoun was already retired.
Yeah, pretty much. But those last couple of years, it was Jim Calhoun was pretty much already retired. But anyway, he like Billy Donovan coached like 1 more year after that year at Florida, and they were fucking awful. They were fucking terrible. I don't even think they made the tournament. And
They've been terrible since he left.
Yeah, they've had some respectable teams, some shit teams, but they have never had the success.
They're like Maryland.
Yeah. They have not had the success that they had since he was there.
Jackson, what's your college team?
I don't have a college team. I like Florida. My buddy is a huge Florida Gator.
You're a Duke guy.
I like Duke basketball.
Fuck you.
Yeah. Best program in history.
No, okay. You got 2K, you guys here. We're about to.
If you want a nap,
We
recommend
invented
2 things. If you want to take a nap, watch baseball or watch Kansas or any team in that conference play any sport.
KU basketball won the national title last year.
And yeah, that's a good
winning it.
Imagine voluntarily watching a Kansas Jayhawk or Big South game and not going to that school.
Watching a Big 12 I go to that school.
That's what I'm saying. So for you guys, it's different.
Dude,
would you ever watch a Kansas basketball game for fun if you went to Maryland?
If it's a national title, you definitely would. Because it's a national title.
Kansas national. When was the last time Kansas was in the national championship? It had to be recent.
We were like a few months ago. We won.
Yeah, like I didn't even know that. Like it's just
shut up.
Just a boring,
shut up.
Boring place of these states shouldn't even like be associated with this.
Get the fuck out.
No, Kansas. Watching Kansas, like Bill Self, G, and yeah, like I just don't watch any college sports.
He went to Loyola Chicago. So he's shitting on us because he has a 120-year-old nun who comes out in her diapers and watches their basketball.
And they made the Final Four. They made the Final Four like once, which is pretty cool.
What is her name? Sister Jean.
You guys beating K-State was pretty cool.
She sucks.
Sister Jean's a nightmare, dude. She's like a huge bitch. Yeah.
Wait, what? Have you met Sister Jean?
Yeah.
Wait. Can we get the uncut raw truth of Sister Jean from a Loyola Chicago?
Well, it all started my freshman year when we made the Final Four, and she went all Hollywood on us. And I remember waving at her one day. I was with this girl I was dating. I remember waving at her one day, and she didn't even look at me. I was like, fuck this bitch. But anyways, I have one of my buddies, one of his aunts worked with or for Sister Jean, and so that's where the apparently she just actually sucks as a person. So maybe now she's probably toned down. This was 40 years ago, but
She might be. Oh, so it's before she became
this was before I don't.
Okay,
Yeah, so I have.
If you probably met her now, she probably wouldn't say much.
She probably couldn't talk. I don't know.
Yeah, she probably can't really say
she's
much.
102 or something.
Yeah,
I think she just had a birthday.
What if she died at a basketball game?
That's something that could reasonably happen.
Yeah.
They're gonna keep her out there. They're gonna keep trotting her out there when she's 106 in a few years when Loyola plays in the Elite Eight. She's gonna die on the fucking
yes, no. You know what they're gonna do? They're gonna. She's gonna die mid-game, but they're gonna be we can't tell the team, so they're gonna weekend at Birdie's it. They're gonna throw sunglasses on her, and they're gonna wave her off and just roll her dead body out. Everyone's like, oh, what's she? She's like, oh, she's just sleeping, and she's just
super rallying cry movie speech after she dies, and then they end up winning the whole thing.
I just think they should
That's more plausible. Yeah.
Aren't you guys a fucking Catholic school?
Is Jesuit Catholic?
Yes.
Yeah. We're a Jesuit school.
Yeah, you're Catholic.
We were. I don't affiliate with Loyola. I don't go there. I have no affiliation.
You went there.
I went to Southern Utah. Ask me some Southern Utah basketball questions, huh?
Didn't you earn your degree from Loyola Chicago?
Yeah. Jack doing the live stream.
You know this guy.
Who's this?
You're going golf ball.
Yo, Cyro.
Oh, what's up, buddy?
What's going on, man? How's the show going?
Good. How about yourself?
Not bad, not bad. We just went to a couple bars, now back, get some dinner. Might figure it out after that. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know y'all were coming up.
Yeah, man, we're having a great time out here. You know Jake, man.
Yeah, where's Jake? Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Y'all
got the whole gang, man.
Yeah.
Can't hear you, but
Can you hear me at all?
Yeah, we got
Oh shit,
Jackson.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, I used to live with Chris. Chris was my roommate. You remember Doho? Dahoney?
oh yeah, I know Chris.
yeah. I used to live with them too.
Okay, where'd you guys live? Where? Baltimore area?
No, right. We go to school at the University of Kansas. Doho was my roommate.
kidding.
He graduated.
Yeah.
So
Sweet, man.
yeah. What do you guys been at? You guys still back in Baltimore, or where'd you guys end up going?
I live down in Charlotte now. I graduated from South Carolina about a
That's
year and a
fucking
half.
sick.
Nice.
Charlotte, yeah, man.
How
I got
beautiful is
one
that?
over at Towson.
That's
So
so
there's
cool.
no school going on really over there. So fucking
Hey, they have hella fine girls there, though.
yeah.
Hella eye candy.
You're not
Hey, good
wrong.
talking to you fellas.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, take care, boys.
Take care,
Take care.
man.
Be safe. Nice seeing
Yeah.
y'all. Luke has no idea what was happening
You
there.
said they were roommates with. You said that they knew Doho, and I'm like, oh shit, I live with them. That's funny.
So those two guys, I used to party. I forget which one is Jake or
And down, Jake was South Carolina guy.
yeah. How old is Jake? Our age?
Yeah.
Yeah, Jake's our age, and Justin's a sophomore in college.
He's 2 years younger. He's senior.
A senior in college?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, because huh?
That was just a joke.
What were you saying?
They're getting older.
Oh. All right. Though I think you want me to let you be, buddy. We made it an hour.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I apologize for the complications of the mic situation.
No, you're fine. So tomorrow you good for 5? I don't.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, but today I'm gonna start hitting up because now it's so much easier to get people to come on at 5 p.m. instead of 9:30. So I'm gonna hit up all these journalists and see if we can start having guys come on for 15 minutes, to talk about team.
Hell yeah.
All right, buddy.
Houston connects.
Yeah.
So, all right. Yeah. Nice meeting you, Luke. And
Tell your stepmom happy birthday. Get fucked up, bud.
peace.
Peace, dog. So those guys.